Hey guys, welcome back to another update, and we are going to go on another hike because I really enjoy this sort of style. It gets me outside, it gets me running around, and it's a nice little avenue to be a little more creative along the way. This time we're going to go to the top of Dilworth Mountain. Been there a few times to take some pictures, but I haven't taken you there with video yet. So let's go. So there is an easier way to get up here. However, that's not the fun way. So let's go the fun way. This is actually a pretty cool cliff. I'll have to show you in the wintertime. But it'll have this big frozen waterfall sort of look. Maybe not a waterfall, but you know, the whole side of it is just frozen with water. Looks pretty cool. So I finally got the penthouse project done. I'm very excited after 10 months of working on it. It's on the Kelowna's Good Stuff page if you want to look at it, but I want to warn people that it is a student project, if you will. In 10 months, there's a lot of things that I learned along the way. So when I was kind of nearing the end of it, I was looking at a lot of the stuff and I'm going, oh, I could do better. So there's a couple of things I learned. One is I have to have realistic time frames when a project is going to finish. You know, whether it's a week or a month or 2 months, whatever it may end up being for the project, there has to be an end. Otherwise, there is no end, and it just sort of carries on and on and on and on and on. And eventually, it just causes more problems than it solves. And then with that said too, when I have a short period of time, I just create a good story that could fit that time. I don't think about all the hypotheticals that I could do after it, just what I can do. So it's better to practice resource management. Another major thing that I learned is to try not to force my equipment to do stuff that it cannot do. I got some good tools, but I don't have all the tools. So the things that I was missing, I was just trying to see if I could make by with what I had. And ultimately, the results prove that the right tool for that job is the best thing. So what I need to do is just accept what my limits are and work within it, and things will look a lot better for it. Because I think you can see some evidence in Kelowna's Good Stuff if you know what you're looking for. But other than that, I'm still happy to see that it's out. You can check that out on Kelowna's Good Stuff on Facebook and as well as on YouTube, because I'm going to try to do both. Put all the videos on YouTube, but Facebook is the home. Go to the home, Facebook. Kelowna's Good Stuff. Winter is coming. So a vital step to the success of Kelowna's Good Stuff and everything that I'm trying to do out here in Kelowna is to get out there and network. Now I will admit I'm very rusty because I haven't actually been doing it for a good 10 plus years. But I am trying, I'm getting out there. And at the top of my list of essentials that I want to invest into is becoming a member of the Kelowna's Chamber of Commerce. And I someday wish to be a part of the presidential circle. Now I could imagine it'll probably take a couple of years before I get there. I'll start where I can start, but that'll be definitely probably one of my largest marketing tools, if you will, for me to get known here in Kelowna, because that'll be an invaluable resource. But in the meantime, I'm also looking for other events such as, I think it's called After 5 Kelowna, and I think that's a monthly event as well. And I went to one here in November, and I would say it was a pretty good success. In fact, it reminded me of what it used to be like 10 plus years ago. And even though I'm still getting kind of set in the scene, I know I have the skills. I know how to utilize those events and maximize them. I just need to, you know, keep going to them, and eventually someday, one day, I look forward to that. I will be one of those guys that, yeah, you got to talk to this guy, this person. Yeah, you guys need to meet, and because it's more about connecting people, right? Like when you know two people, you gotta bridge that gap, right? You don't want to just show up and, you know, hope somebody will talk to you, you know. So it's all about helping other people more so than helping yourself, right? That's how they work, because then other people are helping you by connecting you with other people, and it's a networking thing. It's funny actually. The higher up I go, the more likely I'm going to run into snow. And this is the first time I've seen it snow all year. Like, to me. It's funny because there's blue sky everywhere, but hey, you know, it's snowing up here. Anyway, I am utilizing the internet as much as I can to find opportunities, and there's a couple of some marketing companies that I stumbled into that are actually trying to establish new offices out here in Kelowna. So like some, relatively speaking, ground floor opportunity. I won't name any names because I'm still sort of getting to know them and what they're up to see if it'd be a good fit. But one of them, I don't know, they both have their pros and their cons, and you never know what's gonna happen. But the first one that I stumbled upon, they're looking for somebody to do pretty much exactly what I'm doing, but for their platform. And from what I've seen of the platform, I'm not 100% sure. Like, most of it I like, actually. I will say 3/4 of what I've seen I like. The quarter it leaves me with enough kind of wonder as to whether it's something I'd want to get involved with. But I'm still going to explore it and see where that goes. The second one is one that actually has a little more of my intrigue. They are a much larger, I don't know which one's bigger, but they have more resources. Essentially, they have the whole package, if you will. Like, they do everything, and they're trying to get a company or an office out here and some directors and all that sort of fun stuff. But their weakness that I can tell is actually in the video side of things. So I would imagine that will be a strength for me. And but anyway, the strength or the biggest benefit that I can see for myself is, you know how I'm not very good at 2D rendering and making great thumbnails and things like that. They will have those options for me, if you will. Or actually, I should be more specific. Like, not only will they cover a lot of those needs for myself, but when I go in and I talk to a customer or whatever, and we're going through a marketing plan, even though I'm primarily focused on the video side of things, I'm still gonna see some essential things that needs to happen, such as their website getting audited and yada, 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 yada. So through this company, I will have more resources and tools to actually fulfill a much wider platform of potential marketing solutions. But again, I don't want to get too far ahead on that because I still need to figure out how I can integrate myself in with this resource where I can still do effectively what I'm trying to do. Because I think my biggest concern with either of these options is if they both say, if you want to work with us, you're gonna have to work for us, and anything that you create is our sort of asset, and they have the rights to it all in a sense. So if I'm going to develop the network out here in Kelowna, if I'm the one that's going to be the presence, I really do not need somebody above me saying, nope, do it like this, do it like that, and whatever work I put into it is theirs. Sorry, not interested. I want equity. I want social equity. I want economic equity, because I have a lot of bigger ideas that I hope to be doing in 10 years from now. And this is why I'm doing this, is to build up into that. But anyway, enough of that. Let's continue up the side of the mountain here. All right, so up at the top of this mountain is some towers, but it also has a water tank of some sort for the area. So what makes this area really interesting too is it's not advertised on any map again, but again, if you know about it, and I took the hardest way up, like the locals will definitely come up here. And there's actually a pretty cool bench up over here too. You can see Costco down there. All right, we finally made it to the top of the mountain. We're right at that, I wouldn't quite call it the sunset hour, but it's beautiful. There's things all around me that I'm seeing, and I just, playing up above. But yeah, I just want to end off and just say I'm still plugging at it. Actually, another recent thing that's kind of come up is at work, I've actually lost a day, and I'm kind of looking at it as like a good thing. See, before my budget, just out of dumb luck, between cutting back on things and just what I was getting paid, I was literally like perfectly even. And but now I'm going to definitely be bleeding. But I now have an extra day to actually just start working on this. And I feel like in the whole month of November, I've gotten more exposure and awareness and progress done, if you will. And I wouldn't say progress because there's a lot of things I've done, but there's a lot more going on in November than any other month, which is ironic because if you look at my hard drives, it's actually pretty light on my data that I've accumulated. But in any case, I'm still working at it, and I hope to see you again up here probably this winter when it gets all nice and snowy. Take care.